Welcome to Digital Limelight's Web 3.0 overview video. This video is best experienced in full screen mode. Then set the YouTube quality to 1080 HD. Digital Limelight's Web 3.0 moves the web from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 by unifying and upgrading web presences. It does this by creating a new web addressing layer on top of the aging domain name system, as well as placing web content directly on the user's desktop and outside the traditional web browser. This video will introduce you to the three primary components that make up Web 3.0, which are wired addresses, the Web 3.0 browser, and search interfaces. First, let's take a look at the next generation of web addresses called wired addresses. The old domain name system simply points to a single website, while the wired address hyperwires all of your web presences together so that they can easily be found by friends, family, fans, and followers. For example, if we're looking for the rapper Super Sang, we could enter in supersang.com and press enter. It simply brings up his one web presence, his website. Instead, if we enter Super Sang with two greater than signs to tell the browser that this is a wired address and press enter, it opens up a list of all of his web presences no matter where they are around the web. Basically, wired addresses are .coms on steroids. First, he has listed his website, his YouTube videos. Next are his social network sites such as Facebook. We'll click on that. It'll open within the web browser. Next, we'll click on his Twitter site, his Instagram. Next are his music-related websites. As we click on each of these, you'll notice that they're opening in the same tab instead of opening in new tabs for every web page. In order to set this up, go to our Install Web 3.0 web page, scroll down to the bottom, and read our tab control area. We can also launch his Web 3.0 content. At the very bottom, you'll see that wired addresses can be embedded in other wire addresses, allowing you to surf from wire address to wire address. Now this is important. In order to further hyperwire the web, wire addresses are actually embedded in all Web 3.0 content addresses. For example, here you see the wire address Super Sang as the first bit of data within this address. The second data is the platform, and the third is where the content's located. Why this is important is it allows shared Web 3.0 content to hyperwire back to the content owner's wire address so friends, fans, and followers can easily access all of the owner's web presences. Let's take a look at how this works. I'll copy this, paste it, and press enter. Here is the content. Let's say that was shared from a friend. Now by clicking the wire address button up here in the control bar, you've launched the wire address. So now from that one piece of content, you can now explore all of the owner's web presences. This takes exploring web content to a whole new level. While wired addresses can be displayed within our own Web 3.0 browser, the wire address system, like the domain name system, is open and free to be used by all developers, so that wire addresses can be used within their applications and websites. Remember, if you would like to have your very own wire address, get one quickly so your perfect name still is available. Next, let's look at the Web 3.0 browser by launching Super Sang's Web 3.0 content within it. The first bit of content is a Web Reshaper website. Web Reshaper websites have an alpha transparent background around it, which allows web designers to have more creative freedom in designing next generation websites. Web Reshaper is a great example of the benefits of pulling the web outside traditional web browsers. By holding the right mouse button down, you can drag the content around the desktop. You can create a special effect by pressing the special effect button at the top. Drop shadow, white glow, transparency, hologram effect. You can close the content up at the far right with the close button. SuperSang has two music alphas. Music alphas are basically music videos with an alpha transparent background. This particular one was built with an animated mask. The second one was inspired by Hollywood special effects. Next is an artist avatar. You've seen this before. This is a good example of using Web 3.0 content with multitasking. You could be watching SuperSang perform here, while on the right part of the desktop be using another application. Alpha avatars are basically used as desktop decoration and used to launch wire addresses. So for example, you can move him around the desktop, create a special effect, and then when you're ready to see all of his web presences, click the wire address. Virtual avatars are 360-degree images of a person or product. You can rotate them to the desired position and move them around the desktop and use them as decoration. Here's an Alpha Paint photo. They're basically next generation photos that when clicked will toggle on and off the background image. Web Launchers is a good example of platforms that can repurpose Web 1.0 and 2.0 content. This particular one is a YouTube player. It can be placed anywhere on the desktop. In this particular case, we can multitask with an application on the right side. Here is a Facebook mini post that lets you know what SuperSang is currently up to. Web launchers can also be used to launch other web pages. For example, these two images are tied to two different web pages. We click on it and it'll launch that particular one. Shop Launchers is another good example of repurposing Web 1.0 and 2.0 content. This particular one is an image of an Amazon album. When clicked on, it launches that particular web page. Logo alphas are similar to alpha avatars. They're used as desktop decoration that can be used to launch wire addresses. The Open Apps platform allows third-party developers to create applications that can be placed directly on the computer's desktop. In this case, the app is a music player playing a SuperSang song. Social extras are an example of how wire address owners can supply third-party developers with content to be used in mashups. In this particular case, SuperSang has a My Background image. This is the one he would like them to use. And a My Avatar image, that's the one he would like them to use. Let's see how this works. We'll go to a landing page mashup. Now this isn't a normal web browser, not within the Web 3.0 browser, showing that all web pages can load wire addresses. This one does and displays the content here to be launched by the user. It also parses that data looking for the My Avatar and My Background data. It finds that and loads those images into this mashup. It's important to note that developers can parse the wire address looking for social network IDs so they can display associated content in the mashup. For example, SuperSang's Facebook ID can be used to show his most recent Facebook postings within this web page. Social extras in association with wired addresses allow mashups to be taken to a whole new level. Now, Web 3.0 content can also be launched from web pages. In this particular case, Super Sang's Web 3.0 content is on display. If you click a launch button, it opens up the share page where the address can be copied and then pasted into the input box. The shared web page is a good way to launch Web 3.0 content since it allows fans that do not have Web 3.0 browsers or have heard of Web 3.0 to learn about it and install the Web 3.0 browser. Before we look at any more Web 3.0 content, let's take a quick look at the third Web 3.0 component, search interfaces. As with all traditional web browsers, the Web 3.0 browser has a search feature. Let's enter Britney Spears. Now we'll select a search interface. We can scroll it. You'll notice that the Wikipedia page for Britney Spears is automatically loaded, giving us information right from the start. Now let's click on some listings. Those load into the web browser. As you'll notice, we're not clicking back and forth between a search result page and the Destiny page. This provides for a much faster search experience. If you would like more of a traditional search experience, we have that too. Just select the classic search. This is powered by Yahoo just like all of our search interfaces. Now let's go to the favorites area to look at some more Web 3.0 content. Well, there are over 30 Web 3.0 platforms within the Web 3.0 browser. We'll take a look at just a few. First thing you'll notice in the favorites area is not only is Web 3.0 content being linked to, but also wired addresses and regular web content. This allows you to save all your favorite places in one easy location. You can also save all of your favorite content directly to the desktop. Simply load the desired content to the desktop, move them around to the desired location, go to the settings drop down and click the last one, Save Desktop. Next time your computer is restarted or you reboot this application, that content will automatically be reloaded and repositioned. Now let's take a look at Web Reshaper again quickly. We've seen Super Sang's website. I want to mention that that's pure HTML based. But you can also base it on pure Flash, as in this example. It allows for better special effects than HTML content. Here's an example of a web page that we had purchased the template for and then removed the background. This code here shows how Web Reshaper content can directly launch Web 3.0 content. So for example, I'll click on Super Sang and we'll launch that content automatically. We'll click on a button and we launch the associated Web 3.0 content. AlphaPlay places computer games directly on the desktop. This particular one is a shooting game. Let's see if we can get any of these birds. Hey, got one of them. How about that one? Up, way over to the right. Oh, I missed that one badly. This one's inspired by Angry Bird. Place it at the bottom and start launching. Alpha animations are basically Flash animations that can be loaded onto the desktop. They can be used kind of as a desktop decoration. Alpha photos are PNG photos with an alpha transparent background. They can be made especially for this platform, or the millions of PNG files on the web today can be repurposed for use within this platform. While PNG files are the standard for this platform, we can also use JPEG files with a white background. The platform deletes the white background and then adds a white glow around the image. Open Apps. This one's called Abstract Art. This gives you a good idea of what a visual designer can do with this platform when they have no borders that they need to be within. This one's called Desktop Decals. Basically allows you for any image that's saved to your computer can be loaded onto your desktop. You can move it around and set them up how you'd like, kind of as once again a decoration. We'll do one more. It allows you to kind of express yourself. News snippets allow you to look at news content in smaller footprints than a standard web page. This allows for easier multitasking. Web snippets also allow for easier multitasking. Here's a Gmail example and a Yahoo Mail example. We can place these over to the side while you're working on your main application. Shop launchers allow you to launch that particular web page that you can purchase it from clicking that item. Here's two more, the perfumes of Britney Spears and her iTunes songs. Web launchers. As we saw before, we can see videos within these web launchers. This one is Britney Spears. We can also launch other music-related web launchers. This one is from Mixcloud. This from Bandcamp. And this one's from NoiseTrade. Our featured area contains the Web 3.0 browser's 30-plus platforms. As time goes on, look to this area to find new and intriguing Web 3.0 content. Each section has a submission form at the bottom so that you can submit your own Web 3.0 content for being featured in this area. Once again, remember, if you would like your very own wired address, get one quickly so your perfect name still is available. If you stick around for a few more minutes, I'll show you a preview of the only two platforms still in development, Virtual Gamers and SearchWorld. Here is Virtual Gamers. It places you directly in the video game. This is a 360-degree image of the user within a racing game. Here I forwarded to a shooting game. Now let's look at SearchWorld. SearchWorld is the next generation of search interfaces. It takes images of search results and places them directly in the 3D environment. You can move around as if you were in a video game and then click on the website that you would like and it launches within the browser. You can use the snap mode to instantly go from one website image to the next by just using the arrow keys. We will build many 3D worlds so that you have an option to select from. Watch our entire Search World preview video for more 3D world examples. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have fun within this new Web 3.0 world. If you found this Web 3.0 of interest, please share our website with friends and family. Thanks.